Do you want to learn about what, why, and how of measures of central tendency? If so, this video is for you. In today's video, we will be discussing what is measure of central tendency, why do you need to know about central tendency, examples of measures of central tendency, types of central tendencies which are mean, median, and mode. Hey champions, if you are interested in these topics, then keep on watching. You can subscribe to our channel for more such videos. Let's start today's video with what is measure of central tendency. To understand the meaning of these words, let's break it down into smaller pieces. The first word is measure, which is evaluation or assessment of something. And the second word is central tendency, which denotes the central value of any data. Hence, the measure of central tendency is a way to evaluate the central value in a given dataset or series. It is a way to describe or summarize the whole data using one value, which makes it a part of descriptive statistics. And this value represents the middle or center of a given data series. Also note that this single value does not provide any information regarding individual data points within a series. Instead, offers a summary of the dataset. Let's move on to our next topic, which is why do you need to know about measures of central tendency? Now you might be wondering why choose a single value to represent the entire dataset when we have access to the complete data. This is because a single value is easier to understand and calculate. It helps in summarizing the primary characteristic of the entire data. It simplifies comparisons between two datasets. It contributes to making more informed decisions. Let's understand this concept with an example. Let's imagine that you decide to buy a house in a particular city and the most you can spend is $200,000. Some neighborhood in the city of your choice have expensive houses, some have cheap houses, and other have medium priced houses. You are trying to narrow down your search to a neighborhood that falls within your budget. Now you have two methods to select the neighborhood of your choice. Method 1 is to look at the individual house prices in each neighborhood, and this is what we have for decision making. Method 2 is to look at the average house price in each neighborhood, and this is what we have for decision making. Which method do you believe will expedite your search more effectively? I believe method 2 is a superior approach, as by knowing the average house price in each neighborhood, you can quickly see that neighborhood A is likely to have the most houses available within your budget as opposed to analyzing individual house prices in each neighborhood. That is the power of using measure of central tendency. It helps you understand the central value of a dataset, which tends to describe where the data values typically cluster. Let's see a few other examples to better understand this concept. The Human Resource Department in offices uses the mean salary of individuals in a certain field to decide what salary to offer to new employees. Teachers calculate the mean marks of students in each subject to rank them in their class. The marketing department in a company uses the mean revenue earned per advertisement so that they can understand how much money is made from each ad. Now that we have a clear understanding of what the measure of central tendency is and why we use it, let's move on to different types of measures of central tendency. There are three common types of measures of central tendency. First is mean, second is median, and third is mode. We will briefly describe each of them in this video, but will cover them in more detail in one of our future videos. So stay tuned. Let's start with mean. This is the average value of a dataset and is the most used measure of central tendency. It is calculated by simply adding all the individual values in a dataset and dividing it by the total number of values. The population mean is indicated by a Greek symbol mu, while the sample mean is indicated by the symbol x bar. Since it involves calculation, it can only be calculated for numerical data. Mean can be further classified into three different classes, which are arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. We will be covering each of them in more detail in some future videos. But for now, let's see how to calculate the mean of this dataset. Since mean is calculated by adding all the individual values in a dataset and dividing it by the total number of values, hence, step 1 is to add all the values in the dataset, which is 150. Step 2 is to count the number of values. We have 5 values in this dataset. And now step 3 is to divide the sum of all values calculated in step 1 by the count of values calculated in step 2, which gives us 30. Hence, mean of this dataset is 30. The next type of measure of central tendency is the median. Median is the middlemost value in a dataset, which divides the whole dataset into two halves. It is calculated by first arranging the values in a dataset in ascending or descending order and then finding the middle value. If there are odd number of values in a dataset, the median is the middle value. But if there are even number of values in a dataset, then the median is the average of the two middle values. Since it involves calculation, it can only be calculated for numerical data. Let's see how to calculate the median of this dataset, which has an odd number of values. As you can see in this dataset, we have 7 values. Step 1 is to arrange all the values in ascending or descending order. We have arranged the dataset in ascending order. Step 2 is to pick the middle value. Since the dataset has an odd number of values, middle value is 2 at the 4th position. Hence, the median is 2 for this dataset. Now let's see how to calculate the median of this dataset with an even number of values. In this dataset, we have 6 values. For step 1, we have arranged the dataset in ascending order. Step 2 is to pick the middle value, but since this dataset has an even number of values, middle values are 2 at the 3rd position and 3 at the 4th position. Step 3 is to find the average of these two values, which is 2 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 2.5. Hence, the median is 2.5 for this dataset. Easy, right? Now moving on to the last type of measure of central tendency, which is mode. Mode is the most frequently occurring value in a dataset or the value that occurs most in a dataset. A dataset can have no mode if no value repeats, or can have multiple modes if more than one value repeats. Since it doesn't involve any calculation, it can be calculated for both numerical and categorical data. Now let's see how to find the mode of this dataset. Step 1 is to count how many times each value occurs. Step 2 is to identify the value that occurs the most. As you can see from the table, 1 occurs 2 times and rest of the values occur just once. Hence, the mode of this dataset is 1. That's it for today's video. You can share your thoughts or questions in the comment box. Subscribe for more such videos. Bye and meet you in the next one.